Hey everybody, good to see you. It's been a while. Hopefully everybody's doing great. This is Al with El Rey Collection, and I'm here to open these boxes of PSA cards. It just came back. Actually, they came back a little while ago, but I just have been waiting for a time to do this. I've been super busy, so apologize if you guys haven't seen me out there in the discords of the world. But these are new boxes, so bigger boxes. So I don't really remember which shipment this was from PSA, but it should be fun to crack them and see everything that's in here. So let's see, what else can I do here, folks? Let's see. We've got some. Hey, Al B, nice to see you. Hey, mate. Yeah, let's see. What time is it in Australia? It's early on Monday morning, right? So you're already in your work week. We still got a little bit of time here of fun and games. So great to see. Great to see you. So yeah, hey, great. Welcome. Glad that we got some people here. Sorry for the late. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Had these boxes. It's the weekend. My week looks only busier as we go on, so I figured I'd crack them. I'm really fascinated to see what's in this because I do not remember what's in here, so I do not know if it's much pre-war. Al, happy Sunday as well, Fisher, and hey, welcome from Germany. I guess it's getting late over there, so let me start to crack open some of this stuff. We'll see if you guys got any questions or you have any thoughts you want to share about what's going on in the hobby. There was, if you happen to listen to Bill and my State of the Market this week, we talked a lot about the Messy 101 sticker and just some other just general stuff. But it just continues to be a great time for collectors. So here you see PSA. There you go. A little bit of free publicity here. Let's see what's. It does seem like a big order. So let's see here. What we got. All right. So we've got some 60s and 70s stuff. We've got, 60s, 70s, some 50s, not a ton of super high value stuff. Also got some Argentine stuff, some Lace, which are kind of fun. And then we've got some Palarex. Yeah, so this must have been, let's see, it's $18 submission, so it's not going to be the most valuable stuff, but it still should be fun. And I forgot, let's see when this was sent in. This was sent in August 10th of 22, or it was put in the system. And this may be the ones from the National that I dropped off, which obviously is way longer than they're currently asking, probably because a good, I'm eyeballing it, 30% of the cards had never been graded by PSA. So at least there should be some fun ones that you don't see every day. And with that, I think pretty much most of the stuff I have out is for the PC, but not always. If I have duplicates, I usually just submit my stuff and plan to keep it in the PC. So here, kind of odd that there would be 3 cards in this, but in this little thing, here you go. Giancinto Facchetti rookie, PSA 3 there. This is Kempes, Mario Kempes Argentine star rookie. You don't see this one very often. It's a 74 crack. Fulbito, like Maradona has his rookies. So this is the Kempes. Really nice eye appeal. There's a little piece of paper loss on the back. I don't know why the camera's freezing here from time to time, but really great eye appeal on this 1.5. Again, not sure what's going on with the camera here. Hopefully you saw that. And then we've got, I love this set. Love this set. This is a Nilton Santos from the Balas Ídolos. Just love the frame on that one. So it looks like they didn't grade some cards. Let's see what is in this. Let's see why. Okay. This is like the set Diez Mandamientos. You guys probably can't see that here, but it's from 1962. And for whatever reason, I had three of these. The John Santos and Nilton Santos. I thought this was Barencha. Oh no, here's a Kemp's. This one says recolored, which I'm surprised they would say recolored on a Kempes. I don't see any color on this at all. I think it's just a stain, a mark on that point right there. So, Anyway, it's weird. There's always okay on. You're asking about Newton's ring. So actually, I did notice on this Kempes that there are some Newton's rings. It's hard for you to maybe see them here. Oh yeah, you can probably just make it out in the corner right here. Not terrible on this one, but yeah, there's a little bit on the Facchetti as well. So, well, out of however many cards the submission is, which is a lot, I guess having just a couple that weren't graded is a good thing. So let me put these over here, and we'll go back to those another time. Make sure we don't lose those. So here's a Nilton Santos, and this one doesn't have, not that I see, doesn't have Newton's rings either. All right, so let's break open the big boxes. And since I didn't even know what shipment this is, I have no idea what the grades are. So this will be, I would imagine most of the 60s stuff is going to be low grade. Some of the 80s stuff will be marginally higher. Oh, wow, this is a new box that I wasn't familiar with, this big box. And it says, with PSA in it. So that's new. I guess they're trying to cut down on their costs. I'll just take out a bunch of these and place them here, and then we'll walk through them. Everybody having a good weekend? I hope so. All right. So here we go. Let's just get started. I'm just going to roll through this stuff, and you guys can, tell me if you want to slow down, if you want to see something. But here's a Franco Barese rookie, PSA 3 on that one. I love this. This is one of my favorite team cards of all time. It's the Maple Leaf, 1960. For whatever reason, I've always thought this is 59. But you can see Pele is right there in the middle. It's a card, and I love the back. And so this one came in, didn't even check the grade, at a PSA 4. Not unsurprising. Here's a a Santos team card, Monty Gum as well. This one's later, I think, 68, I want to say. And it has Pele, Pepe, and Zito. So this one's kind of cool. I love the orange on it. Very cool team card that came in a PSA 3. Here's the fantastic Real Madrid team card, right? Obviously, this has Di Stefano, Puskas, and Paco Gento. Here's a F1 card kind of in there. So what was that, a 4? That's not terrible, I don't think. I think the highest maybe an 8. So I mean, again, these are just mid-grade stuff. Here's a bunch of ping pongs. This actually looked way better. I guess there's some surface creases. Look at that nice Zico, 1.5. I love these cards. I know that there are a lot of them out there. There's a 2. Here's another one in a 1. But these are just really attractive, and they're cards. Here's a different version of Zico, 78. Here's a Socrates in a 3, and then here's the alternative version in a 4. Here's the other version again in a 2. Here's a nice Socrates in a 5. So these ping pongs I like, and obviously Socrates and Zico are the biggest names in there. So those are part of probably the two biggest names in the set. This is another set that I love. This is the crack Figurita Sport. Just the artwork on these are amazing. And this gets a 3 miscut, the Di Stefano and Antonio Sastre. Hopefully we'll see some of his vintage cards from the 30s later on in this video. So Sastre, love him. And here you've got the Passarella rookie. This is a PSA 1 because it has some extra paper on the back. Still not a super common card. It's super hard to find, any of Farik Vane's real cards issued in the 1930s. So it's nice to see a couple of decades after he played, he's still known as very much of a superstar. Here was another Passarella rookie. This one has some staining and stuff on the back, but the back is actually nicer. So that's a one. Another Barese rookie, which frankly I love this card. I think it's totally underrated card. See where I can start to put this stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to get buried, guys. So try to make those. This is cool. I love these doubles. So you normally see them with, where you're supposed to cut, and so most people cut them right here. But I love to see these doubles, and there's obviously a very young Beckenbauer there. This is from 66, 67. It gets a 1. There's a little bit of a fold on the surface. I mean, look at that. When you look at this thing, you're like, wow, that's a beauty. Look at the back, completely untouched, and it gets a 1. Very harsh for what's a surface wrinkle. This grader, I think, I'm just going through this right now. I'm looking at this. I'm like, wow, this guy had a bad day. Adolfo Pedernera, back from the Figurita set. I have always thought about maybe putting together a full set of these. That's a PSA 3, and here's the Arsenio Rico PSA 2. These are just great cards. Rico, all-time leading scorer in the Argentine League. A lot of people don't know that, and he is also the leading Paraguay scorer of all time. So very, very underrated player there. Okay, here's another Passarella from the 77 crack series. This is the same one. These that the Maradona disc comes in. They come in, some of the cards are this, and then some are circular pogs. And here is the non-cartoon version as well. So you've got a 4 and a 7. That's a shocker to go with these that came a couple years earlier, the 1975s. So let me. I'm going to take a half second there to pause because I noticed a lot of comments over here. So hey, we got the big dog in the house here. What's up, party people? Good to see you, Bill. Haven't seen you since Thursday. Yes, I love the Kempesis cards. Those that 74 is a tough one. And then here's another question. Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't see where that 7 Brazil team card went, but yeah, I thought that they actually got ahead of themselves, and Bill and I talked a little about of those. Like it got up like 10, 15, 20,000. So that we kind of felt like was kind of getting aggressive, especially on that Alifa one, because the picture is so small. So yeah, so I haven't followed all the team cards closely, but I mean, pretty much everything's taken a huge retracement. I don't know if you want to tell us where that ended. That would be great. The Di Stefano, again, all of these Figuritas cards, again, you can get these pretty cheap, and if you can't afford or find 1940s Argentine one, these are great options for the stars. like I just mentioned, Sastre, Arico. I mean, even this Di Stefano, these are not expensive cards, and you can just get a lot of greats and beautiful artwork, at least to my eyes. So I think that's a great set to think about trying to get. And yes, on this particular submission so far, I find them to have been incredibly aggressive and low on the grading. I mean, take a look at this Real Madrid team card, right? I mean, corners are soft, yeah, sure. There's no paper loss, never been stuck, and it gets a 1. That's just shocking to me. I would have, like, when I sent this in, I expected to get like 3s or 4s on these 3 team cards, and I got a 1, a 3, okay, and a 4. So, I mean, maybe they saw something that I didn't see, but yeah, I find them to be really, at least on this submission, it can be kind of random though, to be honest with you. So, and Jared's saying, yeah, the Jan Moreno figuritas. Yeah, I don't think they necessarily care much about the post ones, but it's such a unique set, and it comes from the country. And for a player like Jan Moreno, I'd absolutely do that, especially that one because he's like diving, doing a header. That's a pretty cool card. Again, I'm not saying that's the best investment. You're going to 10 times your money in those things. I just think they're beautiful, and if you're a collector, go for it. So back to the question. This question, I think, on the PSA 7, it went Alifa. It went for 4,000. Yep. I mean, yeah. So it's kind of tough. You're right. It was a 7,200. It went kind of crazy. Then it came back. I mean, probably what's a PSA 1 Pele going for now? Alifa, maybe 12, and those have been like 30. So, more than 50% drop. So, maybe that's not crazy. I mean, not that we like it, right? But it is what it is. The market's certainly speaking, and you can pick up some great stuff. So, back to more graded. I think I caught up with most of those comments. If I didn't, somebody just sometimes they get buried. Throw something else out there for me. But here's one. I expected to get a 3 on this. And this Puskas from the 1970 came back at a 1.5. So, I see a surface wrinkle, but a 1.5. I mean, never stuck. If you had a destroyed back, you could still get it too. So, kind of beyond me. All right. Well, we have an Ajax team card here from the Monty Gum. I love the sign in the background of the stadium. Love that. It's pretty small, but you can see Cruyff here, dead center, middle. So that's kind of a fun one. These aren't particularly hard, these Stellas. One of my least favorite Pele cards of the 1960s. Okay, here's a nice 6 George Best from the Palorex. Here's kind of an uncommon. These come out of a Mexican album called Villarreal Estrellas de Fútbol. This is a 1. It was removed, but I didn't have this Garincha graded yet in my thing, so I took that. Here's another one of these nice panels. The Mueller from 66, 70. This is just a cool looking card. You can see the Bundesliga Ace. It's a different issue from this one. But it looks, remarkably similar, or at least a different back. I mean, so then we had, this would have been great if it was a year earlier. That's a 6. Hard to get these in tough grade, but there have been a number of them out, in the market recently, and a lot of people are, wondering whether the Beckenbauers are, that we've been seeing had, if those could be, fakes. I'm not willing to say that they're fakes. I'm just willing to say that I would be worried about a BG like the BGS 7.5 that had some print anomalies. I wanted to show you. Here's one I had handy. I've had about 20 of these, and all the scans that I have, every single one of them has a hole in the A here and doesn't have any bulges on any of the letters either here or here. And the ones that had been coming out that had been high grade did have those things. So again, it's hard for you to see on my crappy camera here, but there's actually a spot in the A in the Bundesliga. The other ones are coming with A's filled in. Some of these high grade ones, I don't know. I would just steer clear of them. There's a lot out there. I'd wait to see one that looks like virtually every other one that I've seen. This isn't from that, but this was sitting on my desk. So here's a Pedernera Chocolate Laponia, which is pretty cool. Has some paper loss on the back, hence the one. Okay, some other. I love this set. I just think it's so classy. This John Official Limited one. We usually call these Lotus, or at least I call them Lotus toffees. But I love this David Jack. Not a name you hear a lot of people collect, but worth looking into. It's a PSA one, but great eye appeal. Again, a little disappointed there in the grade. I expected kind of 2 to 3 neighborhood. Here's one. This is even a nicer one. Charlie Con, and that comes in at a 6. So that's actually higher than I expected. I expected that to be like a 4, and I expected the other one to be more or less a 3 from what I recall. This one I expected to get a 2. This is the Toffee Rex. Dixie Dean. So not super common there. Here's some other 1970, another 1970 World Cup sticker. 4, I get a Bobby Moore. I don't know what I did with the other one. And here's a nice Eusebio in a Palarex 6. I think I'm getting some of these mixed up here. So, and then here's a PSA 1 best. So I got 1, 6, and 1, 1. Interesting. Need to go back and look at that one. It seems incredibly harsh based on look at the back. It looks like it's never stuck. And it gets a 1. Okie dokie. Again, I'm usually more surprised by PSA grades than SGC grades. Normally, I'm in a much tighter range, but of course the market prefers the candy cane to the tux. So who the hell am I guess, so to say. Okay, so the tobacco, back to those sets. Yeah, the tobacco format. Both of these, they just are great. Look at those cards. Just classic. The design, it's just so nice photography. The design here, the photography, and then look at those backs. It's so nice. I such prefer a nice back to like a blank back, but those definitely hit nice. Then we've got some other German ones we had here. Here's a Mueller in a 5 from the 67-68 Bundesliga. I like all those. These were not expensive cards. Here's a 4. Yeah. So hey, Bill. Yeah, I love that Lotus set. It's just awesome. It's great design. This was a 4. Here's a Garincha that again I didn't have graded, so this it was removed, so you kind of expect it to be low grade. It also has some paper loss on the front. Not the best copy for sure, but still pretty cool, at least to my eyes. Okay, here's a bunch. Now these are all going to be okay. Here's a couple of additional Palorexes. We can get these out of the way. Bobby Charlton's, both 2s, which must mean they're removed. But look at these 2s versus some of the 6s, 7s that we've seen in recent auctions. They must have been removed, but on my quick eyes, they don't look it at all. And some other ones that have been out there look more clearly removed. So just A little bit of organizing, housekeeping, so I can find this stuff later. So we'll put the Pylorexes over there. Now here's a little set of, or not set, but a few lays to go through. Here's a PSA, Carlos PSA. So that one's pretty cool. For those of you who don't know, like the backs of these are awesome. They talk about it's lays, the football, and basically they talk about the rules, what happens on a corner kick. It's super interesting stuff. You need to have almost a magnifying glass to be able to read this. At least my readers can't read that. Here's another Poussey, another one. So, and then here was a we sometimes say Pucel in English because we don't get that double L in Spanish. So there's two. Y Roberto Cerro, Boca Star. This was a one. Again, these can all fly through onto the $18 thing. Probably they can fly through on the $15 one now. Not really well seen, not traded, but still he's awesome. Roberto Cerro, and then Masantonio, Hermanillo, and that's a two. So some nice layers cards. I mean, these aren't the best condition ones, but I still think it's one of the most classic sets of the 1930s out of Argentina. So that was box number one, plus the ones that they didn't grade. And now we'll head up to box number two and see what we got in here. These big boxes. This is kind of good, though. I kind of like this. Maybe I can use these to send in, shipments as well. So, all right. All right. Let's put these over here. And let me see if there's any other comments. It's kind of like I'm building up and like this towers of plastic. Let me see here. All right, no other real comments. Let me know if you guys want to see anything again or not, or talk about any other thing as we're kind of going through this. Here's another Mueller. So their bomber. So that the last one was a 5. That one's a 6. And then here's Antonio Sastre talking about some more lace here. And this was an original 36 lace card. And it's in a 1. I mean, and these deserve it. You see these crosses here, but the eye appeal, the framing. I mean, if you're just getting into Argentine issues, I mean, these aren't the rarest ones, but they're just beautiful and classic. I'd highly recommend if you just want to get a type card and hold it and see if you like it. And then you've got the regular versions here. Let me see if I can find them. Antonio. Here it was. So you've got the regular version like this, which is, the black and white front with the black and white back. And then I coined this one the Christmas version. It's green. I don't know if you can really, this one's lighter green than some of them, with a red back. So these Christmas, the Christmas versions are definitely rarer, but here they are together. There you can see those. And the Christmas version came back a 1. It's scuffed, but I'd say it's beautifully scuffed. I mean, I am 100% fine having a card like this in my collection, despite the fact it's a PSA 1. Don't be fooled by, just absolute high grades when it comes to this stuff, this vintage stuff. I mean, in most of these things, just getting a copy that appeals to you and your eye, whether that's centering, creases, is the most important, at least to me. And so here's a Benitez Cáceres, known as El Delfín. Played for Boca. This is pretty cool. So this crease does bother me, but it's right here. But it's it doesn't go through his face, and it's a Christmas version. So you gotta take those when you can get them. Lasati. Here's both versions of his. Are all these ones? I didn't even check. I'm assuming so. Regular and Christmas versions. So those were nice. Take those. Varello, Francisco, and this is a 1. This one I thought should have gotten a better grade. I thought, well, maybe not. I guess there's a crease there, so that's fine. Here's another Cáceres. So now here's the pairing there, right? Also 1. And then there is, oh, here's another Mas Antonio, actually another 2. So yeah, maybe I will have some dupes here. 1.5 and 1. Still great looking cards for 1s and 1.5. Definitely the guy grading these was like not in a good mood. I mean, this is, we see ripped stickers with like ripped backs, and they're getting, 1s and 2s, and these that look way better than that, but fine. This one was never stuck, and see, this is irritating when I get a never stuck. See, these dipolls are actually really kind of hard to get, and this one was never stuck, and it gets a 2, so it implies that it's stuck, even though it wasn't. So that's just annoying. You want to get at least a 2.5 on those. Here's the Lauder up in a 7. I think that's a pretty good grade for that card. Where can I put that? Here's another double panel. These are, hard, as I'd mentioned earlier, at least hard to me. I'm not in Germany, so maybe some of the Germans can tell me if those are hard to find. And then here's a Didi. Like this is absolutely fine 1, right? You see, it was ripped up. You got this hole in it. It's like paper loss from being removed from the album. It's not super distracting. It's actually still really nice, and you can see most of the back, but it was attached there when it was removed, and it deserves a 1, absolutely. But not everything deserves a 1. Here's a 2. Now this one is freaking gorgeous. There's a Nilton Santos. Right, so that's pretty cool. So let me stop here, see if we got what we got. Bill saying, yeah, I'll take, absolutely all of these. I think in the lace, which I think there's probably 15 or 20 here graded, all of the highest was a PSA 1.5. But they're just great cards. I mean, absolutely belong in any collection. So yeah, I completely agree with that. And yep, the design of the layers is just, it's just classic. I mean, it's really really cool. Yeah, just the gradings. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. I can only imagine what it would be like to be someone doing that all day long, and you show up hungover or something. You're kind of pissed off, and you take it out on the cards. I mean, I don't know. It's got to take a special character to do that. And then so Fernandez has been saying avoid it yet. Yeah, I think yeah, I agree with all this stuff. I mean, right now you can get on. I haven't seen what's going to happen tonight at PWCC, but you've been able to get really decently graded stuff for super cheap. And you notice if you've been on, it's not Card Ladder, what is it, Gem Rate, where you start to see this ratcheting down on weekly amounts of cards that are being graded at PSA. They used to be rating 1 million a month, and now it just keeps ratcheting down every month, and hence the prices that we see that they're able to charge for their services. Again, these were sent in last August, and they got kind of hung up because so many of the cards had never been graded before. All right, so speaking of some stuff that you probably haven't seen, this Ibis, this is kind of a cool, inexpensive, 1960s Eusebio set. There's a lot of inaction stuff. There's a lot of as they run through the World Cup, and they had a legitimate shot of winning it, but obviously they didn't. England wins, but it has a lot of great moments for Eusebio in this black and white set. I think I had a couple others in this submission, if I'm not wrong. And then here's end of career, but still kind of classy looking. Puskas in a two. Take those all day long. Completely underrated in my opinion. You've got this Falcao. This is not a rookie. A lot of people will think these 1976 Nacional cards, which also feature Zico and Socrates. It is Socrates rookies. It is not Falcao. There's a 1972, I believe, Falcao, and lucky moment here, I actually may have it just sitting on my desk. I do. So there you go. That's what the 1972 rookie looks like. I haven't seen any of these graded yet. These are all cards that, may be graded. Here's a cool Pele. It's from Jose Inocente. Cool, Zico. Anyway, just think you guys have seen these Peles. So just a few things just hanging out on my desk, trying to get organized. What else are we? Oh yeah, look at this. This is cool. Chafino, this is really sharp. Nina, love it. Really nice colors when he leaves Uruguay and goes to play in Italy. And then you've got, Klondikes. Klondikes are hard, right? Klondikes are hard. This is a 1MC, and it's Norberto Mendes. Pretty cool cards. I always love those ovals. Here's one that you don't see every day. This is the Collinville gum. Super small cards, also known, pretty much known for the Bobby Charlton rookie. But this is a PSA 7 Stanley Matthews towards the end of his career. And this one was just super clean. Happy to have that one. Here's another Klondike. It's hard you can see that. The Caricio, I think it was graded one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best South American goalkeeper, certainly in the top, prior to 1960. So if you don't collect him, maybe Google him and see if he could be of interest to you, especially if you like keepers. So that's a Klondike. That's not, I don't think is even close to his rookie, but around. Here's another Puskas from the next or the year prior to the one we had seen before, I think. This is 61, 62. Oh, 60, 61, and the other one was 61, 62. So same kind of format. Here you can see this is the full body one, and this is the portrait. Again, it got a 3, probably about right. These now you can get in an $18 submission. So how's that? And I like that they're labeling 68 to 70. This one was removed. Still excellent, beautiful sticker. Belongs in every collection, especially now at these current prices. You pick one up and get it in your collection. I think these are, it's an epic card, and right now it's on sale. Like so many other things. Oh, so this is kind of cool. These are the Salos, out of the Ronaldo, early stickers. I've noticed these are the hardest ones to find. Well, actually, there's one from Ecuador that has black check marks that I think is even marginally. So these come out of Chile. That's a 2 miscut. And then here's a straight 3, which I've got to believe right now is the highest graded, although don't quote me on that. I could probably get in and check that one out. This one I love. You don't see this around unless the German guys are watching and they can tell me that I'm wrong here. But this 78 Bergman, just great photography, a very interesting back. Zico, not the typical 78 picture that we see. So I like that. And that came in a 6. I thought, super sharp corners, centering's not great. Thought it could have got a 7, but I guess there's a ding on this back corner. So, all right, fine. We'll take that. Oh, so this one I actually thought was going to do a little bit better. It's a little bit of a wrinkle in there, though. So maybe that's why I got a 2. Again, beautiful 2s. As far as those go, this is a card that I'm not sure, a lot of people a lot of people pay attention to this. This is the first appearance of Baggio on a card. Here he is with the Venice team. He's right there. So before his rookie, you've got this team card that has his appearance. So Zidane has one. I know that those aren't super popular in general, but it's cool to pick up a copy if you're trying to get more of the players. Okay, this one was removed, but really sharp looking card, better centering than most. A little bit of paper loss up here or up there. Sorry for my really really sharp copy though. Nice. I mean, this is a collector's card all day long. This pretty uncommon card. This is from the '67. You may know this because it has the Pele has a pink background. Really pretty card, and this is one of the first. It's not Tostau's rookie, but I like this. This is the '67. I think we call it Sarandina, but PSA calls it Varao as the publisher, I believe. Nice that there's a back on it, but the Sarandina here. Getting a 2. I don't think this one was ever stuck, so that's a bit of a bummer to me. Like I legit thought this could get a 4 or a 5, and again to get a stuck grade on a never stuck sticker, that's frustrating to me. So here's another one from that set that I was telling you about, the Ibis, the 1966. You can see what a hero Eusebio was as he's greeted back. And here's the other team member, if I'm not wrong. I think that's Aguas. I think that's maybe Coluna. Very cool. But you can see who the hero is that they're carrying through. Just amazing. Love these. I mean, just the historical importance from my perspective is pretty big. Here you go for the Balas, finally a never stuck Balas, and it gets a 3 at least. So I'll take that. The John Dos Santos. Just look at the framing on that, guys. I mean, I know we're all nerds if we're like looking at cards right now and doing this stuff, but I look at that and I'm like, that's totally art to me. Amazing. Here's another one from that set. Look at that. That's so cool. He's pointing. I mean, what a force, man. You could just feel like he was going to get it done. And this one came back a 1.5. Wow. I mean, if you just look at this, you look at a scan of this, there's absolutely no paper loss. I think most naked eye people are going to look at that and say, hey, that's a 7. And it comes back at 1.5. Oh, slight bend in the sticker at a certain angle. I mean, come on, guys, never stuck. I kind of feel like even if there's a bend, this one was a 4, by the way. I mean, you should at least get like a 3. A bend isn't even a crease; it's just a bend. Okay, I'm done with the rant there. Here's a Didi from Balas, another one that wasn't stuck. And look at just beautiful. So they finally gave this one a 6. So it's a really, really nice copy. Hard to imagine there to be a better one. Cibor and Stefano from the same 61, 62, 2 and 3 to go with the Puskas over here. So we'll take that. All right, we're getting into the kind of the last stack. So let me see if there are some other comments here we can chat about. So we got Fernandez here. Yeah, I mean, right now on both Golden and PWCC, there's so many deals to be had. Again, I'm placing bids on so many things, and then I wake up on Monday morning and find out I won, 10, 12, 15 just with the bids that I put. So pretty great time to be a soccer collector and fill in those holes in your collection. Um, so Raymond, yeah, hey, thanks. Yeah, well, thanks for joining and spending some of your Sunday night with us, just looking at soccer cards and opening PSA stuff. So let me know if there's anything you want to chat about. We can do that as well. So, all right, this is, I think, the last stack because this is all the lays, right? Yep. So this is our last stack. So if you, after we're done with this, if you want to put something in the comments to chat about, happy to do that. And if not, also happy to sign off and have a good rest of the Sunday. So here's another Eusebio de Paul. This one's a 5. I think the first one was like a 1. And I'd say they look substantially similar to my eyes. So not sure what those guys saw. This is a bit of a bummer. So these so these guys call this Gilmar Authentic Altered, and really what it is it's removed from an album. And it was going to get a 1, but the front looks really nice, and it's certainly not altered. It's just removed, and then part of the paper of the album comes out here. You can see parts of the lines where it was pasted in came off when they pulled up the sticker. So yep. Again, let's not talk too much about that. And then I like this issue a lot. So this is the crack 53, 54, pretty uncommon one. And this is Norberto Mendez, pretty cool star. I love this. You can't really appreciate this here. I'll actually read it. It says única con exclusiva autorización de los futbolistas. So it's actually licensed, believe it or not. And then it says estas figuritas no son canjeables por premio, solo sirven para pegar en el álbum. So basically they're saying, hey, that these cards are not exchangeable for prizes, because many of the things back in those days were. They're only to be collected and pasted in an album. And that's why it's so cool when you find one of these that still has the original writing on it, because most of these were just pasted in the album. And then, when they took them off, you didn't get this little link, this little verbiage on the back. Really, really tough to get the verbiage on the back. So that's super cool. And, at least it's cool to me. Hopefully it's cool to you guys too. Here's another Tostao 67. Just love this card. Love this set. I think it's a nice, solid design from the 60s, and not a super common album. I mean, they're out there, but they're not, they're not like a dime a dozen. You're not going to see these on PWCC every weekend. These are really fun. So these are the Egyptian Panini issues, and this is a Maradona from 84, 85. Pretty cool to see Arabic on a card. One of the things I most love about our hobby is how diverse all these cards are. How cool is that to see Arabic on the back of a Maradona card? Love it. 7, I'll take that all day. This one was removed, but I've always loved the photography on this Platini, and I feel like he's getting a little bit of a comeback. There was a long time when a lot of his rookies were hitting in relatively high grade, and then that seemed to kind of die down, so you haven't seen a ton of them recently. This one is this one you can see it was removed. Still super, super attractive card. And then here's another Maradona Egyptian version. Look at how cool that is. This is from 88, 89. And that is in a remarkable PSA 9. So that, actually, I got all 3 of these. This is the next one directly from a collector in Egypt. So you've got, there you go. Let's see if I can put these in order. So if you're a Maradona fan, I think these are all things you got to pick. I think these are the only three that he appears on. There may be one more. I may have that wrong. But look at that, 7, 8, and 9 in these 1980s. Now, and check out the backs, guys, because I think this is super cool. That's awesome, at least to me. So if you have the same likes as I do, then you'll find that awesome too. And if not, you'll say, "Dude, why do I want something I can't even read?" I don't know. I think it's cool. Makes it more. Um, I don't know. Makes it cooler to me. Here's another DD of the Balas Ídolos. Again, never stuck. Like to see that. Like to see that. Here's another Garincha. Again, just getting some Grinches that didn't have graded. This one comes out of Germany. What, 60, 64? Yeah, 64. So that's pretty cool. And we've got this Jair, one of his last stickers, I think. This one was removed. You can see the paper loss somewhere around here. So that's a 1. And the last sticker of the day is actually a very, very rare issue. Issue that the Grinch rookie comes from, 53 Lar Felice. And this is in a PSA 1. So blank back, kind of what you see there is the ink, like from here, the light's coming through it, so you see the front. But when you look at it naturally, it's just white. This one's got a bunch of glue still left on it. PSA 1. So yeah, that's the submission. So yeah, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, the Egyptian ones, Brad, are awesome. And look at your picture there, man. You're standing up on a camel in front of the pyramids, which is also awesome. And see what we got. Do we have any French issued Bemberek? I have no French issue, just Spanish, I believe. Starting, yeah. I think that's right, Nils. I'll double check for you, but I think those are kind of holy grail issues. I just don't recall. Actually don't even recall seeing one. So I think that I may not have seen one, but I think that I've heard of them existing, if that makes any sense. So I'd probably start with Scott would be the one that I would most expect to have that, and I'd probably check with Paul because if he doesn't have one, he's probably seen one in his time. So I do not have them. I mean, as a player, he was definitely better. So I think, kind of depends. Are you going for historical, significance of kind of breaking the color barrier in France, a la Jackie Robinson, or are you going for like, what do you prefer, Jackie Robinson or Willie Mays? So I think I like both. I think it's a hard thing to do. So let's see. Egyptian one. Hey, Jeremy. Hope all's well with you. And then we've got, yeah. So I collect everybody. I like the SO disc. I prefer the 73 AMBC because it's cardboard and it just reminds me of a Topps card. So I like that one. I'm not even against that. What is it? A 69 or 70? The one that they cut out of the comics is paper thin, but is actually intended to be cut out. So I don't even mind that. For a long time, I think I preferred the SO disc as kind of the rookie, but after a while, I think those seem to be too common for my taste, and for whatever reason, the AMBC card seems to be tougher, and I like it better because it's just cardboard. So, but I think they're totally underrated. I can't remember what there's a great post on the vintage Facebook page that talks about this issue on what his true rookie is. So if you can't find it, hit me up in the Discord, and I'll dig it up for you and send it off, because I think it's kind of like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a card? Do you prefer a sticker? What about the magazine cutout? But the magazine cutout was supposed to go into, it's supposed to be collected and cut out, so that's different from just cutting something randomly out from a magazine. So, I don't try to get bogged down on which one is the quote unquote rookie. I just collect the stuff I like. And usually, if it's the earliest thing, I'll gravitate to that. But there are many other factors. In this case, like, many years after, I'll take his first card, the 73 AMBC. Yeah, and the cutout is the earliest, and I think there have been a few on PWCC over the last few months, and in relatively high grade, which is kind of rare, because I just don't see, a lot of those that I had seen previously were pretty destroyed because had been cut out and or pasted, or they were just in rough shape. So but yeah, I haven't checked the PWCC tonight. Maybe there's another one on there. Go check it out. But and when there's all this confusion around what's the rookie or whatever, and it's a player I really like, I try to get them all. That's just I'm a bit of a completionist that way, and if I don't get any, I don't really and if I don't get them, then I feel like I'm missing something, oddly enough. So I try to fill the holes. So, well, congrats if you completed the SO book. That's all awesome, and again, it's a super awesome set, and relatively low value. So it's another entry point for other collectors to collect really fun things without busting the budget. And I know that's something that's on everybody's mind these days. So, well, anyway, I hope everybody kind of enjoyed this. I think I'm closing in on basically an hour. Thanks for spending some time with me this afternoon and into the evening. And I hope everyone has a great, work week coming up here. And then Brad had one last question here. Have you tried to send any? I have not, Brad. I have pretty much all the Italian issues. The only one really grading them is occasionally SGC. And as you know, CSG, I have not. The documentation you need is just a lot more for PSA. So I haven't sent any of those in. Although I have been thinking of trying to get the Stagny graded with PSA so I can move my Mesa over there. But that seems like a lot of work that I'm not really willing to take on at this moment, because I've been so busy the last couple of months, and I hope that in the next couple of weeks that busyness will slow down a bit, and I will finally be able to get to a long list of pending things that I've been trying to do with trades and deals and other things, of which one is with you. So I will try to carve out some time and be more around for everybody. I hope everybody has a great work week. We'll talk next Thursday with Bill, and we'll see, as usual, everyone on the Discord. So take care, everyone. Have a great night. See ya.